Proverbs chapter 10 and verse 7 tells us the memory of the righteous is blessed, but the name of the wicked will rot. Now, yesterday I talked about how ultimately truth comes out, and that's absolutely true. Ultimately, truth does come out, and the memory of the righteous is going to be blessed. Now, that's talking about their memory. Once they're gone, once they're deceased, once they're out of here, and they've gone on to be with the Lord, their memory is going to be blessed. We're going to look back on those individuals, and as we look back on those individuals, we realize that their memory is blessed. Now, I've had the blessing, I've had the fortune to be able to preach in a lot of churches and be able to be in a lot of churches, and so I've preached in those churches. I hear a lot about pastors that have long since gone, and I hear about those pastors and how godly that they are and what an impact that they had upon their lives. And then, what's not said sometimes is also blatantly obvious that, there's been a lot of pastors that have been there since that time, but you don't really hear anything about it. You don't hear bad. Sometimes you do hear bad, but sometimes you don't hear anything at all. What kind of impact did they have? What kind of legacy did they have? Now, it doesn't matter who you are in the Lord, if you're a pastor, if you're a lay person, we're all intended to have an impact upon people's lives, and what are they going to say about you when you're dead and gone? It's going to be something that is blessed. But then again, once again, on the flip side of that coin, giving two sides to each scenario right here, but the name of the wicked will rot. Sometimes we go to people's funeral services and somebody's up there telling you how good of a person that they were and all the great deeds that they did and all the great benefits they were to you and the rest of the world. And then you want to go up there and peek in the casket because you think you've come to the wrong funeral service. But ultimately, their memory is going to rot. Ultimately, it is going to come to light that the name of the wicked will rot. Their name, their character, their person, what makes them is going to rot. Why? Because they're wicked. And today we see good people, moral people, righteous people, godly people. And whether or not the rest of the world remembers them one day is irregardless of the fact that God is going to remember them. And we see wicked people, extraordinarily wicked people, exceedingly wicked people. And whether or not they get called out in this life for their wickedness or not, God's going to remember that wickedness. And it will be judged.